Hello, hello. It is Kitchen Counter Oracle with a full moon expose for the sign of Gemini. Oh, goodness. Excuse me, y'all. I swear it has been something trying to get to the rest of these signs, but it's like, good Lord, have mercy. Because there's like just a group of people with heavy air placements that are like shaking in their boots right now. And it's just like, oh God, what does she know? Is like a plenty. My thing is, I'm either picking up on you or I don't. And even if I'm not picking up on you specifically, but it's something you can learn from, like just view it as a learning opportunity and not one for like projectile vomiting some things. Because if you're truly as wise as you claim to be, you won't be on a slanderous smear campaign and so on down that line. And again, a lot is revealed over a misunderstanding due to someone's lacking perception. Okay, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, like you get the spill. It's anywhere in your chart. You could have a stellium. This could be your North Node, South Node, Midhaven, womp, 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 right? Disclaimers are in the description boxes of all the videos because I'll be damned if I deal with someone's bullshit. Because there's somebody here that is on demon time because I keep seeing like the spirit of Mother Earth in a manner of speaking, walking with determination towards the biggest tornado I've ever seen in my third eye. And I'm from the Tornado Alley of Alabama, so it's like I've seen my share of things. But I remember watching her from like a spectator point of view, and she was furious. And she just looked dead at this F5 and said, "You will not pass." Because she was between me and the tornado, and she just said very bluntly, "You will not pass." And the storm dissipated. Like I had no choice but to leave. And so on down that line. So this is either an area is protected because somebody important is there. The tornadoes are going to be really bad this upcoming season. Again, I'm from the Tornado Alley of Alabama, and we're barely halfway through the month of February, and I'm already nervous about April in a manner of speaking, because like the month of April, the entire month of April, my local area is on edge. Like we are sleeping with jeans and a t-shirt on, shoes we can put on in record timing by the door, and so on down that line. Like our emergency bags are prepared. You name it, we're most likely ready for it. We have a small stash of dried goods at like 30 days of non-perishables, food, water, that type of thing. Because here, the month of April is a toss up. Like, we either, like, it's better to be safe than sorry and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's just, I'm not going to lie, my area, including myself, like, if you see me cleaning from top to bottom, like, you'd swear Jesus was about to come, not, knock on the front door for tea. Just something's a brewing and you can feel it. But yeah, I have a bad feeling. I don't have a really, not really getting anything for like my state. Somebody could have an outbreak again, heavy on possibly the Midwest. The Midwest may be getting Alabama's 2011. And that's something I would not wish on anybody, because that was just, that was not fun. Let's put it that way. That was not fun at all. The F4 that started in Tuscaloosa missed my house by 3 blocks. Like it started up in Tuscaloosa, down in Tuscaloosa, and then made its way up into Jefferson County, into my little corner of the county. And yeah, that sumbitch missed my house by 3 blocks. And I had literally just moved in 4 months prior. So, and what's funny is I only unpacked the boxes I needed. There was just something that held me back from unpacking about 75% of my boxes. Like, they were all stashed up in my spare room, stacked and just untouched. And after the tornadoes hit, it's just like, okay, it's like I felt like I had the green light to unpack the rest of those boxes. And it's a relief because my insurance was a builder's while the renovations were underway to get my house move-in ready. The paperwork was updated that Monday. So the policy, like from builders to full home owners, was barely 72 hours old. It's just like, oh, Jesus. Where's the wine at? Fuck the wine. Where's the whiskey? It was one of those times. But, so yeah, tornadoes, possibly bad. And another thing I got from that too is an earth and air dominant chart was getting ready to be on the rampage. Now, the thing is, I'm getting Gemini heavy, but I'm also getting Taurus and Capricorn. So those two signs specifically, maybe a dash of Virgo in there too. But it's just, for the one getting ready to go on the rampage, you better make sure you're in the right before you try to check anything or anybody. I mean, there's just somebody here may very well be trying to defend their logic and their reasoning behind doing some things the way that they did. But my thing is, there was this little troll that I had never formally been introduced to in my adult life that was stealing my content and stuff like that on my food blog on Instagram and stuff like that. And it's like, what in the Sam Hill? Who are you? It was one of those things. And I had blocked her for the most part. And I had this weird feeling she was still able to see my stuff. And I was right. I was right because I blocked her on my food blog side. I had a personal Instagram that was specifically for like close friends and family, like people I'm actually in close contact with. I hadn't had her blocked over there yet. So I put her to the test because she had been blocked for a few months at this point. She had been able to see my stories the whole 9 yards. And I figured out what she was doing. She was going in through a desktop, like watching everything through there. But when you go to these third-party bot sites and stuff like that, and I tested this on my own platform, and they work. We're talking scary, accurate, they work. You can see the stories, you can see everything they post and stuff like that. And it's just morbidly invasive. And it's like, why would you do that? It's like, why would you do that? But at the same time, and I figured out what she was doing is like she was trying her damnedest to get a reaction out of me. And because November 18th is the anniversary of my mom's death, I made a post in tribute to her. She goes almost immediately and posts a picture of her and her mommy, that kind of thing. And it's like, bitch, I see what you're doing. It's like, you just wait. I know your dad died a few months ago. You just wait. Because when I say us Scorpios can play the long game and get you long range, we can play the long game and get you long range. Sure enough, April hits. It's my daddy's birthday, and I am a daddy's girl. So naturally, I'd make a post, happy birthday to the old man and stuff like that. And it turns out her father had been on her mind the whole day of my dad's birthday. And it's just like, huh. And I knew I struck a nerve because not even an hour after that post, I had like the sharpest pain hit the base of my spine. And it's like, yep, got her. Got her. Got her. Got her. Got her. Got her. And it's just like, okay, she's obviously got a way to look at my shit, whether I want her to or not. But at the same time, she failed my test. See, distorted Geminis, or people with Gemini placements, they are notorious for being disrespectful of boundaries. They're very nosy. They're very gossipy. And you find one with like a Capricorn placement and stuff like that, and they want something from you, they're going to do whatever it takes to get that something from you. And it's really annoying because, I mean, it's just like, what the fuck, bitch? Like, what does my life have to do with you, for God's sakes? But then it's just, I kept having dreams and visions of them performing these weird rituals and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, for fuck's sake, it's one of those. And then I really knew something had to be done because they showed me the aftermath of a little hanky-panky action. Like them in the middle of a circle of candles. And it's just like, and we're done. It's like, and we're done. No. No, Lord, deliver me, because I'm not dealing with this bullshit. That type of thing. I cannot tell you the trouble they single-handedly went out of the way to cause me. And again, until they can properly explain from a grounded, logical place what my life has to do with them, they probably don't need to be in my business, right? Oh no. They somehow tied their money to me and stuff like that. I mean, it's just some really catastrophically fucked up shit. And once you cross certain lines in the spirit, you're pretty much tagged for life. You're tagged for life. But the thing is, and I figured out like 2018, 2019-ish that it's past life related, but at the same time, even though we had a past life together, they had karmic debt between each other that they have to work out. That's not for me to deal with. But I actually went to school with her now husband, briefly. But my thing is, if one person is operating according to the concept of we have unfinished business, but on my end, I fully believe there's nothing to revisit. There is no business between us because there never was anything between us to begin with. So you're SOL. So all that magic and manipulation and all this other bullshit, it was for nothing. Because one thing for a fact, two things for certain. If there is no organic love for the person that is having a love spell cast on them, oh, whoo, whoo, whoo. Ugh. Because where one person was sending a love spell, the other was sending a death spell, and they canceled each other out. Which I find genuinely hilarious. But It's one of those, mofo, are you trying to make me hunt you down and skin you alive? Because one of the signs that love spells are not working is, instead of the person that was being targeted being filled with feelings of love and affection for the person casting the spell, immediate sign of backfire is the thought of you fills them with rage. Because I could feel myself getting angry out of nowhere, and it takes a lot to rouse me to anger. It takes a lot to offend me. And it's like, huh? The fuck? Because it's bad enough I gotta deal with the small town tomfoolery in my neck of the woods. Because a lot of folks didn't mature past high school. Now I gotta deal with this dumb twat. So I've got Twaddly and Doofus in the city. And then I had like former friends and stuff like that on some gossip, slander, what does she do, this, that, and the third bullshit that I was 90% of the time ignoring. But with the 2020 election in the city, and then one of the districts acting like a bunch of 12-year-olds in middle school, because the volunteer board president of the volunteer board I was on, I was the secretary, decided to run for city council, and in the name of slinging mud at him, it was hitting me in the face. And it's like, I'm having to deal with all this shit in the span of a pandemic. I don't have time to focus on anything or anywhere else. And on top of that, I was let go from the job I had just started. Laid off, but things were so tight that I wasn't able to be called back. So I had to find employment elsewhere and stuff like that. So it's like, needless to say, I had a very, 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 very full plate at the time. There was just no time for anything or anybody else. So when you're expecting to be made the center of attention, drop everything and focus on their needs, and you're not getting your way, I'm going to pick up on that type of energy. Because I don't act like a spoiled brat. I don't. But you find out how people really feel about you. Again, I said this in the Capricorn video. My God. You find out how people really feel about you when there is a misunderstanding on their part. You really do. And just because somebody looks available does not mean they are available. They have lives just like everyone else. They have obligations, they have families, and so on down that line. And on top of that, I can tell when something has been done every full moon because it's almost immediate. But I will always see a visual of who sent me the bullshit in my third eye, so to speak. Now, it doesn't happen as much as it did, but it doesn't change the fact that this is what they've been doing. I mean, I've known for years, like this couple in the city and stuff like that, I've known about it for 6-7 years now. And I mean, it's just, because at this point, if you're continuing to try to do a ritual to bring me to heal, I mean, it's for nothing because I know what you're doing. Again, I've known for 7 years. And the funny thing is this person isn't my counterpart, but I do know that he's been trying to sacrifice me for a very long time. And I'm talking the type of sacrifice. Now, the problem is with sending me a bunch of death spells is you made me best friends with the angel of death herself. Because the funny thing is I can always tell when she is actively on the ground. And you know what? I do not get in her way. I don't invite her to drinks. I just say, hey, girl. And I let her get on with her business. I ain't intervening in that. No. Not to the to the no. But, yeah, Gemini, the storms you cause for others eventually gonna be the storm you receive. Because, let's just say this. A few years ago in Cahaba Heights, we overheard a woman once say tornadoes only happen in poor areas. And this was in Cahaba Heights, in the Birmingham metropolitan area. My God, this person's doing shut up spells too. You'll never guess what happened a few hours after those famous last words of hers. Hand to God. It was one of the first tornadoes to touch down on the ground on April 27th, 2011. I shit you not. Around 5 a.m., an F2 dropped in Cahaba Heights. And it's like, it's almost as if God was saying, like, daring you to say something else. It's like, I can drop one of these mofos anywhere I damn well please. Like, keep talking. And my thing is this, I have a feeling that like if a tornado does drop, it's going to drop in an area it normally would not drop in. Because I'm seeing like a lot of farmland and stuff like that get tore up from the floor up in the Midwest. But then again, with everything going on, you can read between the lines on that one. But do not test God at this time. Do not. When God tells you to sit down, touch not my anointed, do my prophets no harm, it means sit your ass down. It means sit down, shut up, and stop trying to touch things, because somebody here just does not understand who and what they are dealing with. I mean, it is what it is, and some folks just gonna have to learn the hard way.